disappointing day, of course, if you're an Ipswich Town fan. It was nice to see the Newcastle United fans clap the Ipswich players because Newcastle, of course, have been relegated from the Premier League themselves. They know exactly what it feels like, Tim. But Ipswich really, I mean, of the three, of course, they've done the best that have come up, but it wasn't very often that we thought they'd stay up this season.
No, and I think it's a cautionary tale, and you'll hear me say this over and over until it changes. To play the expansive style football that we're accustomed to, we'll call it the Manchester City style, other teams play it, it takes heaps and heaps of quality players. And these teams, forget relegation, they can't compete. I think of Leeds and Burnley and Luton and Southampton and Ipswich. They're not even competing. I mean, 21 points. We used to think you can fight to try and stay in the Premier League, and if you get to 39 or 40, like you've done the business. These teams aren't even getting half of those points.
Tim, what do you do then? Because if you play like that, if you play the expansive game in the Championship, if you've come up from League One playing it like Ipswich, in the summer between coming into the Premier League and leaving Championship, do you just change your entire philosophy because you know you're not good enough? It's
a good point, but with this trend, it's then on the owners and directors of football to be able to say, we have a coach that we trust in his style of play, and that's actually the style of play that gets you out of the Championship, but how do you then adapt it to the Premier League? And you have to have some sort of flexibility. You have to have some sort of trust in your coach that he can be flexible, because you cannot play that way. You can't take two centre-backs and spread them wide apart and ask them to play like the top centre-backs in the world, because they're not. That's not who they are. It's difficult.
I had a conversation with one of the Ipswich owners, who's one of the American owners, last week, and he was talking about the inevitable of relegation. And he talked about lack of experience and know-how backs. He said, I think they've lost the most points from winning positions, so they've found themselves in decent spots and not been able to see games out. And I was looking at the league just a moment ago. The three relegated teams have conceded 70 or more goals, way more than anybody else in the league. That tells you everything. If you can't defend in the Premier League, you'll go back to the Championship.
Yeah, Ipswich have had 27 points that they have dropped from winning positions. Could you imagine if they just even held on to a few of those? Tim, Newcastle United, excellent again today, top three, looking good for top five.
Yeah, I mean, the race is incredible. You know, it's basically over to you. They bounced back. We asked if they were going to do that because the Villa game wasn't good. This was a great way to welcome back Eddie Howe. But the team is firing. When you think about Isak and Barnes and the way that this midfield is shaped up, the balance they have is incredible.
It feels like they've had a second wind.
It does. And considering they, you know, since that cup win, and it kind of looks now, Bex, like the five teams who are going to make Champions League spots might have to win out. There's such pressure going on every game, and some of those are head-to-head games that, you know, the teams who, you know, on FA Cup duty today enjoy that, because you've got some pressure when you come back to the Premier League, because the teams who are playing are winning matches.
I'm not going to ask you who your three are to join Arsenal and Liverpool, because it definitely changes by the week, if not by the day. Hi, I'm Rebecca Lowe, and as we head towards the end of an exciting Premier League season, make sure you like and subscribe on the NBC Sports YouTube channel for more content like this.